I don't want to leave my calling behind. I don't want to leave this earth knowing that I didn't go in on finding my purpose. I gave up because it was hard. I had to find my purpose through obstacles, and obstacles are inevitable. They're always going to come, and you're going to have to continue learning and growing in the process. You're just meant to blossom. And when you're distracted, you're not able to blossom. Like, I feel like everything spirals into chaos, and people end up wondering why their life is not getting any better. It's because you keep trying to prove yourself to people that don't care about you. You keep trying to seek validation and acceptance from everybody outside of you rather than taking a step back to work on yourself. And the first step to working on yourself is accepting yourself, accepting that everyone comes with flaws, everyone comes with insecurities. People are going into depression, or they're going broke, or they're losing themselves because they're watching what everybody else is doing rather than having a sit down with themselves to be like, what do I truly want and what do I want to work towards? I was a rebellious child, like from single digits, okay? And I honestly realized this year, and it hit January, that I had been doing life all wrong. And this is just my opinion.
Ladies, get ready. We're going to the coffee shop. We're going to do some work. We're just going to spend some time together, or you're just going to spend some time with yourself. But yeah, we're getting out of the house. It is so hot outside. I'm just disgusted. Oh, these are cute. Yeah, those are cuter. Apple Watch does not go with this outfit, so I'm going to put the Apple Watch on my ankle so I get my steps. So I need to hit 10,000 steps, and every step counts. So I put it on my ankle. No lashes, and I think we did a really good job without it. That's fine. So we're gonna go with My Way. Yes. Oh, it's giving me grown and sexy. Who says I'm grown? I'm definitely sexy though. We could glisten up the shoulders a little bit. So let's do that. So I'm gonna go in with this Fenty Beauty shimmer that I broke. I've had it forever. And look at one side and look at the other side. No shimmer, shimmer. No shimmer, shimmer. These are the little things that actually make a difference. No ashy feet, no ashy ankles, no ashy elbows. You're smelling good. You're looking good. Let's spray my face. Okay, everything is set and ready to go. We made it. Coffee shop vibes. This is what I mean by putting yourself in nice environments that just set the tone to who you're becoming. We go to nice coffee shops. Where do I want to sit? Oh, you're the best. Thank you. Hi, beautiful people.
Hello, beautiful people. Today we are having a tea chat. We are at a beautiful coffee shop that I love going to. Remember, I told you need to romanticize who and where your dream girl usually goes. And we don't go to basic coffee shops. Honestly, this is just, it's actually a part of a hotel. But yeah, I was like, let me bring you guys a different environment. So we're trying out my mic as well, so I don't need to be yelling Welcome if you are new here, and also welcome back to my lovely community. My name is Shenese, and I create content and talk about reinventing yourself before the end of the year while you discover your dream girl and get closer to that vision. Not a cutout image of anybody else, but diving deep into who you are. Ooh, my tacos are ready. Thank you.
Let's enjoy.
Thanks. I ordered tacos. They were having happy hour, and a lot of it was for drinks, and I'm not drinking. So they had tacos, and I was like, okay, let's try that. So let's try some tacos. Those are good. Today, we're going to be talking about 9 things that have helped me become unrecognizable and unstoppable within 1 week of me removing the Instagram app from my phone. But I did delete the app maybe like a few weeks ago, and then I went back on to check on my sponsors and my DMs, and I saw that a lot of you guys have found me, and I just wanted to come on here and just make sure you guys knew that I am on a break, really. As of today, I have deactivated my Instagram account, and then when and if I'm ever ready to go back on there, I will go back on there. But from now, I'm actually just enjoying life and living for me. And I really want to share with you the life changes that have happened for me within the last few weeks, but mainly in 1 week when I removed the app from my phone. Oh, she's still hot. I was just waking up very anxious. I was just growing in a direction where I was growing away from myself, away from my dream girl, away from my true self, because I felt the need and the pressures to post and to show up a certain way. And I wanted to take back control. And these 9 things that I do mention are so life-changing. I think a lot of the times people forget that we're here to live in the present moment. We oftentimes think that we have tomorrow. And can you imagine you spent your God-given day scrolling, you wasted an hour or 2 scrolling, or you woke up, or every morning that's a part of your routine where you wake up, you check your emails, you check social media, and some of you guys just end up laying in bed for hours, or girl, even 20 minutes is too much. But some of you guys end up laying there for so long watching what other people are doing rather than getting on with your own life and wondering why you're not achieving your goals, or you're following the wrong people. You're following influencers that are promoting and encouraging you to buy things that you truly don't need. In this day and age, I feel like people are going into depression, or they're going broke, or they're losing themselves because they're watching what everybody else is doing rather than having a sit down with themselves to be like, what do I truly want and what do I want to work towards? And I know that I love myself. I am enough, and I don't need any validation or attention or approval. I will always do me. However, when I come on Instagram, I just noticed that a lot of people, they don't live their life for them. They live their life for what others are going to see. And that was just something for me. The purpose of this video is just to simply encourage you to take a reset and refocus on who is your dream girl, and really pay attention to how much you're consuming rather than actually creating. A few things I've been doing to better myself and get me closer to my dream woman over the last few weeks, especially you can do this in 1 week. Number 1, I've been going on daily walks, and we walk every single Monday. Our hot girl walk. I just get outside and I enjoy the beautiful sun, especially we're in the summer season. We have no excuses to be outside, actually just moving our body, enjoying the sun radiating on our skin. I have committed myself to taking daily walks just for like my mental health and peace of mind, to not just be consumed and distracted by what others are doing, or just having a phone in my hand unintentionally. just by going on daily walks. I know those who are going on daily walks with me every Monday can attest to this. The boost in mood, the boost in confidence and energy, just getting closer not only to your physical goals, but your mental goals of just like falling more in love with yourself and taking more time to work on yourself rather than paying attention to what everybody else is doing. Because why have I heard too many times the common excuses for why people don't get to their goals is because they have no time. But why do I see you all up in my stories? You never miss a story, yet you have no time to get yourself closer to your fitness goals. So just allow yourself to get outside, touch grass, and be one with nature. You're here today. Go and connect with the world. Number two, being present with loved ones. Using my time intentionally to spend and be present with the people that I love rather than posting everything, taking away from the present moment rather than putting your phone down and living presently and enjoying that person's time. Social media sometimes can distract you and it takes away from deepening those connections that you would like to make. Now that I've prioritized the people around me and being present, I'm able to connect with them. I'm able to love on them more. My relationships are getting stronger. They're more meaningful. I feel more connected. I also feel appreciated. And I'm able to appreciate them even more because I'm paying attention to them. I'm listening to them. I'm hearing them. I'm with them. I'm just presently there rather than thinking about, oh my God, that was the moment. Oh my God, I should capture this. Oh my God, can you take a picture of me? Because I always interrupt my man and I'm like, can you take a picture of me if we're out for dinner? I just wanted to get to a point where I chose where and when, and it didn't have to always be like every night, this is where I'm at. This is how I live my life. I'm always out. I need to capture the moment. I think we don't need to showcase everything. And sometimes we need to be present with the people that we love because they're only here for a limited amount of time. If you don't really realize that you only get this moment to be present with people. Like, how many times were you in relationships? And I can attest to this. How many times were you in relationships where you vlogged or documented your love life? And then when it didn't work out, you were so hurt about it. And I had an entire Instagram account, maybe a YouTube channel in my last relationship that I promised myself I would never put my partner back on the internet just because I wanted something more sacred for me to enjoy this time and not for the world to question. And honestly, that was just a game changer to my love life and my happiness, where I didn't feel obligated to always keep up with posting this certain someone because nobody's then asking me questions about where they are. Just a tip. Number three is going to be waking up in peace instead of anxiety. My mornings have now become like a sanctuary, and I think it's super important as you age and just go through life to have control over your morning routine and your night routine. Imagine if you have kids already, you are already distracted and have so much to do. But if you can control having like a power morning, I talk about this all the time, having your top three non negotiables that you do every morning, and none of them have to do with your phone, then it's going to play such a huge role in your mental health, your emotional well being, your soul, and how you just feel mentally. I think a lot of people go to bed stressed and they wake up stressed. And how can you get new results or feel better about yourself or feel more feminine with yourself if you are always going to bed stressed and not feeling good about who you are? So just not going to bed with my phone or waking up with my phone has really just changed my life. And I know Lena Lives talks about putting her phone like in the kitchen, far from her bedside. I'm not there yet, but I just know that not having these apps on my phone is just already the first step to just me getting present in my own life and knowing that I can do and live without certain medias. Like I feel like some people can't live without checking notifications or trying to feel relevant. Like, honey, I do not care to feel relevant or seen in this stage of my life. And I feel like when I'm not instantly waking up and scrolling or looking out for the news, then my mood isn't shifted. Like I wake up doing my top three non-negotiables and I feel good. And when you feel good first thing in the morning, you can carry that energy into the day. If someone tries to ruin your mood, you can then be like, no, I'm not going to let them have power over me because you've controlled yourself. You've centered yourself. You've taken more time to be in your body and in your headspace that a lot of things won't start to bother you anymore or any longer. Top three non-negotiables every single morning, and none have to do with your phone, babe. Number four is going to be accepting myself. And I need you to start accepting yourself instead of trying to maintain a certain image or constantly always be the leader for others. I now know that I can put my focus in one platform where I feel like YouTube, people are searching for this kind of information. Rather, Instagram, people would scroll or they're just looking for something that is a pretty picture, a pretty polished picture where it's unrealistic. That is why I just have my focus on YouTube. But I needed to accept myself and learn to accept the growing stages and phases of life, that life comes with seasons and you're meant to blossom. Even once you fall, even when you fall, and you get back up, and I hope you get back up. You're just meant to blossom. And when you're distracted, you're not able to blossom. Like, I feel like everything spirals into chaos, and people end up wondering why their life is not getting any better. It's because you keep trying to prove yourself to people that don't care about you. You keep trying to seek validation and acceptance from everybody outside of you rather than taking a step back to work on yourself. And the first step to working on yourself is accepting yourself, accepting that everyone comes with flaws, everyone comes with insecurities. Or when you're on certain platforms, you're always judging people based on how they look or what bags they have or what cars they drive or what their lifestyle is like, rather than actually just looking at yourself and being like, okay, that is for them. God has something for me. And you need to accept your path. You need to accept that God put each of us on this earth to be unique. And unless you're going after your goals to live a certain way, live up to a certain standard for you, why are you following other people trying to live up to their life? Because they had different standards and boundaries and expectations for their life. That's why I always say put yourself on your own vision board, because you got well dressed women on your vision board. You got well off skilled women on your vision board. Yet you're over here scrolling, judging yourself and not working on yourself. How crazy is that? I know I did it for the first 2 years when I made vision boards. That's why I can tell you, I'm like, dude, I did not grow. I mean, I did grow, but it was so linear versus like where I've been in the last 7 months with my growth was just paying attention to what can I do? And you have so much power and control. And that's why it's important to accept yourself, accept that you have to go through stages and seasons within your life. And you can use your testimony and obstacles and traumas to blossom and share that experience with people. Number five, which is going to be so important, I have been embracing stillness and slowness and softness. You know, the craziest part about life, especially I grew up in a really big city, fast paced city, is you never stop. You never stop. And when you do stop or you take a rest, you think it's weird. You think you're lazy. And I mean, there's a difference between being lazy and there's a difference between being overworked and needing rest. And you need to just become aware of yourself. You know, that's why calendars and schedules are so important, because you are now working towards the goal and you have rest days scheduled. You also are paying attention to not giving so much of yourself or you're feeling burnt out or overwhelmed. And it's important to embrace slowness and softness with yourself, because the only way that you can tap into becoming more feminine and soft with yourself is by sitting still and embracing solitude and stillness, being in your thoughts, being in your emotions, seeing, checking up on yourself to see how are you feeling today? How did I perform this week? Did I go all in? Did I really try? Did I try my best with not caving into my triggers or my cravings? Am I really committed to becoming my dream girl? Like, really just checking up on yourself is going to be so crucial to your everyday maneuver of you getting closer to your dream girl. We want to start to stay grounded in our mind and also just like reduce the constant need for rushing. You want to be making sure that you plan ahead of time, that you prepare ahead of time, you meal prepped ahead of time. And that is why you need to just take some time to schedule things out and get more in tune with who you are, your needs, so you're not constantly rushing and your house is a mess. And how can your brain be at ease and think clearly when your life around you is just in a mess or always in a rush? And I know some of you guys are gonna be like, oh my God, I just grew up like that. I saw, stop. You need to break the cycle. And who is your dream girl? It's never too late to change. Like, no more excuses. Like, if you feel like you're in a rush, you're always da 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 da, you need to slow down and actually open out your calendar, open out your schedule, and really check in. Like, are these things planned, or am I just always saying yes to things that actually don't align with my needs in this week, or my needs in this day, or my needs in this month?
Right.
Number six, reading and learning. So instead of scrolling, watching other people dance, and I'm not learning a goddamn thing to add to my vocabulary, I have now been, well, I've always been reading, but I've read more books in 1 month than I have in 1 year in the prior years, learning, developing my skills also as a coach. I do read a lot. I do absorb content that only adds to my knowledge, and I only want to be growing in my knowledge. I want people around me that add to that as well. And I want to be able to add to them as well. And the only way for you to continue adding is for you to continue absorbing, but absorbing what is going to grow you as you water your plant. And I don't think you guys really realize that social media, when you're scrolling and watching other people's life, it doesn't actually grow you. If anything, some of you guys, I can say, like certain apps, I feel drained. I feel like I've overconsumed things. I'm overly stimulated. So I'm overly stimulated going to bed or just don't feel good. When I started the journey of reinventing myself, my mind became sharper. The woman of my dreams became more clear and present. And I then started to change my surroundings, like this coffee shop. I started going to coffee shops when I was so nervous before, going places by myself. And yeah, you just get to add more to your palette and add more interest to you. So if you are single and looking to mingle, at least you'll have more knowledge and skills and tools that you can talk about rather than, did you see what this person posted on social media? Number seven is going to be breath work and journaling. Journaling at the moment that I do is when I write down my topics and I think and sit deep into my thoughts about what I'm going to say in my videos. And then also my gratitude book, I started this year to be consistent with, because I actually bought this one gratitude book maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, but I didn't really commit to it. It's super important for you to just sit and just write down who you are in this moment. Even like I've been writing down prayer requests, I've been writing down Bible scriptures. I've just been writing down like who I am in the season of growing this year in the last 7 months. And I can't wait to look back on it to see like, wow, that's the mindset that I had. Because sometimes we just go through life and think that a picture is going to tell our story, but you can actually just journal your thoughts of your emotions, how you overcame this, how you overcame that, and your season and your thoughts. And just, you can look back on this and always have that reminder that you overcame and that you too have a story, a beautiful story that is meant to be told one day if you ever want to share it. Breath work is also really important. I often do this with clients that are stressed, and it's life changing just to take deep breaths in and hold and be still in your body. And then after that, release it. And so I really had to pay attention to, am I stressed? Am I flustered? Especially after losing my dad to high blood pressure and stress. I wanted to make sure that I'm teaching my clients and my person, my partner, the people around me, how to wind down, how to cool down, especially breathing when you're working out as well. So making sure that I calm them down and I teach them the way of just being in your body. Like there are many channels on YouTube that you can find of breath work, of just like yoga, meditation, like deep meditation in the morning. I started that in the beginning of my journey, and that helped me tremendously as just stepping out before work, able to calm my mind and just let my body know that we're okay. You can also heal a lot of illnesses and sicknesses when you're really in tune with your body, and deep breathing allows you to get more in tune with your body. This practice alone is going to help you manage anxiety, depression, reduce your stress, process your thoughts, and maintain a sense of calmness and clarity. And if your mind is flustered and you don't know how to really just sit and unwind and meditate and breathe, this is one thing that you really should start doing because there's so much noise going on around us. There's so much information being fed to us in the news or on certain social media platforms where we can be triggered, alarmed, scared, fearful. And this is why it's important to come back to self. Number 8 is going to be moments with God and gratitude. I have honestly been heavily on seeking God this year because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I grew up in the church. I grew up as a Christian, but I was a rebellious child. Like, from single digits, okay? And I honestly realized this year, like at the minute it hit January, that I had been doing life all wrong. And this is just my opinion. I had made so many vision boards, and yes, I had received a few things off of my vision boards, but I never had faith. And that was the one thing that I was missing. And that it's the one thing that many people are missing because take a look, like really sit down for a second and reflect. Like, do you have more fear and self doubt rather than faith and belief in yourself? Or are you actually going all in? Because some of us are performing at 70%, some 60%. And you're like, oh, why am I not getting to, you know what I mean? Like, if you have faith that everything is going to be working out, you're never on this journey walking alone. Like, you are never by yourself walking alone. You are always protected and guided because God has something beautiful in store for you. It's only if we trust it and if we want to ask God to go with us on this journey and accept Him on this journey. And I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just letting you know that my life has changed in the last 7 months with 7,000 subscribers because I went all in on having faith. And I talk about that when I was making my faith board video, which I think has the least amount of views, but maybe I just typed it out wrong. But if you haven't already watched it, I'll try and link it here. Um, yeah, and that was one of those videos that I was like breaking down why I'm making a faith board because I've just lived my life in fear for so long, and I still do from time to time. I'm afraid to take the leap of faith or to jump because of the unknown. But I think a lot of the times people don't realize that every time we tried to talk ourselves out of something and we finally pushed ourselves to do it, there was a greater reward on the other side, especially if it was meant for you. If you're not, a religious person, the universe works wonders. And you just by having gratitude and just thanking the universe, thanking God every morning, you get to wake up, you get to drink water, you get to sip on some tea, you get to be here. Like, one day we're not going to be here. And what are you complaining about? One day we're not going to be here. And what are you complaining about? Girl, you have more complaints and excuses than actual achievements because you're limiting yourself and you got this moment. You literally have no excuse but to change the perspective and know that you need to start acting. You need to, like, girl, this is a video and one day I'm not going to be here. So I started. I don't want to leave my calling behind. I don't want to leave this earth knowing that I didn't go in on finding my purpose. I gave up because it was hard. I had to find my purpose through obstacles, and obstacles are inevitable. They're always going to come, and you're going to have to continue learning and growing in the process. That's why you need to practice gratitude. That's why you need to thank the universe, thank God for everything all the time. You cannot be blessed or given more without being grateful for what you have, the small things that you have, the air that we get to breathe, the vision that you have, the hearing that you have. When my dad was sick and he had a stroke, he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he couldn't move, he could barely eat, he became a vegetable. And that's also why it's important to work out so that you have muscle for longevity and just strength and just training your body so you can prevent strokes. Like, honestly, y'all, just live, babe. Just live, okay? Number 9, for all my girlies wondering how to make new friends, I have been able to enhance my in-person social interactions. I'm outside on my walks. You guys hear me saying good morning, talking to people, or just getting the opportunity to talk with somebody or making them smile or filling their cup just by being outside and getting outside of my comfort zone, and also putting myself in new surroundings and environments where you can meet anybody. And especially if you kept going back to a certain bar or a certain place, you have the opportunity now to be like, okay, I'm going to try something new and I'm going to go somewhere new and see who I meet. Or you can just be the social one to put yourself out there and be like, oh, hi, how are you? I love your bag. I love your ring. Tell me more. Today I went back to my cafe that I love. They also have like they have a vegan chocolate cake. So I always go back for that. But I was able to talk and actually chat a little bit longer with one of the waitresses that usually serve my partner and I. And that was so nice to just like talk with her. I got to know her name and I know her name. Her name's Veronica. Hey, girl. And I got to talking about YouTube, and, I told her when I come back in one day, which I will be in, and that I would help her with any questions that she had with starting a YouTube channel or how to get started, blah, blah, blah. And just, getting to know people outside of, how you view them in the first meet. Like, I know we can be so fearful of like making friends once we've been hurt so many times, but, simple conversations of just getting to know somebody, although you can read people usually in the first few minutes or like maybe a few interactions, giving them the benefit of the doubt or just giving them a chance to just have that moment of, this is what I left for them. And it wasn't a bad interaction. At least they'll always remember me. Even if they never see me again, they will always remember that I brought certain light or energy to them. And hey, if they come across and stumble upon my YouTube, they'll be like, hey, I know that girl. She was one of the girls that, I saw her making videos on her walks, and she was so polite. She would always say good morning. And I think a lot of people think, you're supposed to walk around this. I'm nice to women, that's for sure. Men, I'm not trying to really chop up conversation with you, but I think like, especially with women, we all are just like in our heads, so guarded. And I think if we just learn to love and be kinder and softer with each other, we could help each other. We could spread more love and community where we're not going at each other, belittling each other, competing with each other, and jealous of each other, rather than just lift her up, girl. Like, why not have a bunch of strong soldiers? Because I'm not trying to be around no weak soldiers. I'm not trying to be zombie life in the streets. And like, why not? I had one or two comments one time that was going off about my outfit was too revealing. And I was like, just the way you said it was really disheartening, because as an older woman, you should be able to talk to me with the intention to teach me, not to belittle me. And let that be a lesson. Whether you're older or younger than somebody, you have the power to inspire somebody, to give them advice, for them to take it if they want to. I mean, I'm in a season of openness and change. So I look at that where I'm like, if you came at me nicer and kinder and didn't belittle me in that comment, I would at least feel more receptive to, respond with "I hear you." Rather, I had to teach her that you can't be coming at me without teaching me in wise words and love and kindness. And that's what we lack in this society, in this day and age, is coming at people with love and open arms to teach from your own experiences. Why you gotta always pick instead of just like show love? Like, hey, baby girl, you're beautiful, but I feel like, you don't have to be this revealing, or you could pick and choose the place, but maybe not for social media or your YouTube channel where you're teaching younger women and older women. I would understand that if it was set a certain way. So, and even with that experience of teaching another woman, I had to just always now put that in the back of my head to make sure that I'm always coming across as love, of giving my advice as, hey, this is what I've learned from, and maybe whether you take it or not, maybe this may help you. Not belittling. You guys got to be careful with those Twitter fingers. Keep the same energy in person, because I'm from the hood. I'm just joking. Just by removing myself from social media for a bit, I know it has just changed my outlook of how I'm living and who I want to become. And I'm really just excited for who I'm going to become, because my messages, everything about my new content is just glowing differently. It's coming across the way I want it. Look at these Amazon earrings glowing in the sun. What? Girl. If you guys are enjoying this content, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the post notification bell for when I drop the next insightful video. I'm going to finish my cold ass taco. One thing I don't like about the taco is that it's so saucy. And I don't like sauces anymore since I've taken them out of my routine. I'm not a saucy girl. I just don't want it heavily dripping, and it's dripping. It's, you see that drip? Mm. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take one more bite and then I'm done. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the new environment, the switch up. Like, yeah, let me know your opinions on um, my recent changes in my videos and how it can help you even further. But I love you guys so much. Every video that comes out is made with love and intention. And I just want you guys to know that I believe in you.